MadChad. Oh, here's Alex. How's it going, Alex?
Cheers, Glenn. Cheers. I'm good, my man. I'm good. How about you?
Good, yeah. It's been a choppy few weeks with the market, but yeah, it seems to have stabilized. Bitcoin's going up at the moment. So, how you been doing the last week or two?
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's 20,500.
Fuck me. Come on.
You're too busy to look at the markets. Running
Nah,
around.
but
What are you doing?
I actually shorted it, and I think I got
Oh,
I think I got liquidated, motherfucker. Oh wait,
oh.
recording's not on. No, it's not. Okay.
No,
Okay,
I've not
so that's
started
that.
recording yet. 2.7 it's at, yeah. Bitcoin,
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
20,000.
Probably should have taken profit, but yeah. Moving on.
Oh yeah, you need to watch that like a hawk if you've got shorts and longs every day, like and sort of
I
liquidate.
thought that was honestly, I thought it was a fake, like a huge fake. We would probably see somewhere around like 19.5. And I actually used 50x on it. I don't typically do it, but I said, you know what, let's give it a try. I went to grab some dinner and I said, you know, I'm gonna watch it after. And I just got liquidated. And yeah, I'm not actually good at futures. Nevertheless, sorry about that, Glenn. Sorry,
No
sorry,
problem, no
guys.
problem. Yeah, we've not started yet. So we're on the hour. Yeah, I can start the recording. Alex, introduce you, and we can go into the MadChad project because they've got the diamond tier badge on Gempad as one of our partners. So that's awesome. That's the highest tier.
Indeed.
Okay, let me start. Welcome to the WellCoin Talk community. I'm Glenn, your host. Today we have joining us MadChad. Representing MadChad is Alex. We've had him on the show before. He's a great speaker for projects. So he'll be able to tell us all about it. There's a huge RPG game being built for the MadChad. That's awesome. We'll go into the details about that, the NFTs, the hybrid staking, and the farming model shortly. But first, can you give us your background and experience, Alex?
Definitely. Lovely, Glenn. Lovely. Always a pleasure to talk to you, my man, and to actually be a part of this crazy hyped community. I've watched you guys throughout I'm gonna say the years, close to 2 years that I've been in the space, and the progression has been. I don't know when you guys started crypto as a group, but man, so far what I've seen is definitely you guys progressed so much, and I do have all the respect for Whalecoin Talk as a community. A pleasure to actually be hosted by you, Glenn, a man with so much experience that I can only praise and hope to learn from. A couple of AMAs that I've joined on the sneak peek. I actually used one of my alt accounts to join so that I can try and steal a bit of profession from you. But yeah, definitely. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. In case you guys don't know who I am or what I do, not that I'm that well known, but I am a VC host, a AMA host, if I may, and a project representative. Typically, projects come to me, not only to me, other hosts as well, for representation, either because English is not their native language or because, not to show myself, but either they've seen my website or that I'm recommended by Pinkcell or that I've done other projects. I do tend to, let's say, to represent projects more than I would have expected, and it did give me a lot of I'm gonna say a lot of insight on projects, on how they're being built. The process that you have to actually have to go through, things that I probably wouldn't have learned on my own, just being a researcher and an investor. Been around the space for 2 years. That's pretty much enough about me. How did I get in touch with this particular team? I am actually familiar with some of their past projects, and also I've known their advisor for quite some time, Alessandra. She is one of the advisors, alongside with the. I'm gonna try and say this with the Spanish Brazilian accent, Geraldo. Hopefully, I nailed it. If not, I'm sorry about that, brother. Both of them are advisors within the project. Alessandra is specialized in finance and partnerships. That's how we got to know each other back in the day. I think it was about a year ago. And then Geraldo is advisor specialized in finance and crypto economy in general. Giving that particular incentive and ROI to the project, so to speak. MegaChad is a very experienced game developer who participated in DD Tank development. If you guys know the game, if not, Google it. You're gonna see some similar aspects to the game that we're gonna present today. There will be a live video as well of the game. One of the team members is gonna share it for you guys a bit later. Nikisha, developer, you probably know who Nikisha is, a verified and vouched for Pinkcell developer, vouched for by Pinkcell developer. And then Obi-Wan is the owner, a very experienced developer with many projects under his belt. Uh, Basically, the main reason why I jumped on board is because Alessandra approached me. I know her contacts. I know she definitely strives to get projects, on top of the ladder, progressing in an organic way. When I heard Nikisha is on board as a developer, definitely another great opportunity there to meet additional people, to get to know their work. A lot of potential and capabilities for this project, as far as I understood, and as far as I'm concerned, from what I've researched. They do bring a innovation. Once we're going to get to talking about the staking. You guys are going to understand the unique side that they're trying to bring. They have a lot of experience combined, but individually as well, as I've mentioned. As past collaborations, if you guys are interested, let me share with you Stranger Things. I know probably most of you guys know Stranger Things. I think it did about 30x, and it was a stealth launch. Man, I used to not used to. I still love those. I think it's pronounced Camoros. It was 12x at all-time high and still holding strong at about 7-8x. Uh, and then I think there was another project, Rhino, but I cannot remember for the love of God what that one did. I'm not a fan of numbers myself, but still, I know you guys are. And I cannot stress this enough. One project doesn't equal another. So Stranger Things, they 30x, Camoros 12x. This one could do 20x, 30x, 50x, 7x, whatever it does, it all comes down, first of all, to market conditions, to the appeal, to the sector, and so on and so forth. As far as their experience goes in general, they have been working together for more than 2 years, and they have about 5 years experience in various sectors of the trading business, your economic indicators, your macro analysis, fundamental analysis nonetheless, marketing, and so on and so forth. Definitely, they started working on this particular project. I'm going to say the idea came about probably within the bull market. If you guys, and I'm pretty sure you remember, um, at some point, I wouldn't be precise about it. I cannot be. I don't remember exactly when the gaming era started, and we started to see more and more games. It was the Dragon era, and then the MMORPGs, and then some of the RPGs and strategies, and so on and so forth. Uh, most of those, I'm still waiting to see if they're going to reach their potential, because I think that they overstated, you know, pretty much what they wanted to do. We're going to build on a real engine. We're going to do this and that, and 150 variables. In the end, if you were to take it, pretty much everyone has, each and every one of you has played the game. It does have some limitations. So, I mean, within the imagination, you can imagine 150 aspects. You will probably be limited. Not to mention you're on the crypto blockchain. So that's another thing. Now, these guys have envisioned multiple expansion paths and progress areas for this particular one. A lot of space to develop, and the concept is going to make them different from the competition. There is competition, always is, always will be. Simply put, they wanted to be a part of the gaming industry because they actually are or were, let's say gamers. Not typically or hardcore gamers, but still, you understand the principle. And back in I'm going to say back in January, probably February, they started to research the gaming industry and the markets, realizing without the shadow of a doubt that RPGs or role-playing games are probably the best way to go. They put together the plan, storyboard, lore, sketches, moved on with the development, and that kind of brings us to today. We're seeing about, I'm going to say, 70 hours left until the pre-sale starts on Gempad. I'm going to say, long story short, that's the introduction, Glenn. Up to you, my man.
Okay, great. Yeah, and that's what we just mentioned before. The diamond tier, as John and Gempad's one of our partners, is a great launch pad to go onto, and that's the highest tier you can launch on. So it's really gone through the mill and come out really exciting for the Gempad team and the MadChad team. So if we can start with the MadChad RPG game, the gameplay, how it works for players, and I think level one's already ready there to play as well.
100%, my man. 100%. Let me actually start, and I'm gonna digress straight into the utility for you guys tonight. It's actually gonna be streamed at some point. I'm gonna ask the team to gonna um, actually which are gonna get into basically. As I was saying, the gaming industry has been one of the most profitable segments, right? Gaming industry, and it functions within the principle of NFTs. You simply cannot have games, or can you? I don't think you can have games without NFTs, right? Uh, it's just that we probably didn't assess them as NFTs, but even before the crypto era started to have games, you guys probably know, we got World of Warcraft, who is the biggest, not to this day, but it was the biggest MMORPG ever created, probably. Blizzard did a wonderful job to attract millions, if not tens of millions of players around the world for pretty much 15 years or more than that. Uh, how they functioned, if you are to take a quick peek into their, let's say, business model, they started off from a character that could progress to a certain level, and from there on, change your equipment, your gear, your weapon, add some accessories to it, maybe ride a pet. uh, you could do some dungeons with others, encompassing that multiplayer aspect, your PvP arena, 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, so on and so forth, guild battles, and so on and so forth, right? Now, I doubted that back then, when World of Warcraft was actually created, Blizzard actually thought, we are gonna make it to the top. Probably their plan, but they didn't actually encompass it within, such a massive impact. Now, the team actually took that into account and said, you know what, definitely we're on the blockchain sector. We have some limitations, and if you were to guide yourself as a progression path, probably the best example would be the evolution and the progression of World of Warcraft. Only that you're gonna start off with lesser resources, right? As I've said, you are in the crypto blockchain, so you do have a couple of limitations. Their journey, however, and each and everyone in here that wants to be a part of this, your journey is gonna start with 2 NFTs. Mandatory, basically, to start the game. You're gonna have a outfit, basically your armor, and then you're gonna have a weapon, right, to kind of be able to fight those mobsters and so on and so forth. Now, once you get those, you're kind of ready to play, and the initial items are going to be purchasable in the game's native marketplace, right? Uh, either on the form of NFTs. Basically, why do I say that is because if you choose the form of NFTs, you can take a look at them and you know what variables and um, what perks do they offer you, right? How much agility, how much strength, how much whatever that might be. Eventually, within the progress, after the team understands exactly the traction and how this is going to function, they are planning to introduce lucky boxes. Um, each of the NFTs, just to give you guys a startup value, is gonna cost 0.25 BNB. So as a startup, you will need to invest 0.5, half a BNB, half a bean, if you'd like it, to be a part of the game. What is the vision on the lucky boxes? Is if you want to gamble, right? You want to purchase a lucky box and just go from there. What you see, you don't actually see what you get. There's one option that it's going to have a lot of various attributes to kind of progress from one to the other: helmets, armors, ring, necklaces, bracelets, all of those accessories that I was mentioning earlier. They will be available within those particular lucky boxes and within the P2P marketplace as well, right? Player to player marketplace, which is going to be available for you guys to actually figure, listen, I got myself a ring. I got the Ring of Power, correlation to Lord of the Rings, of course. Now, I don't need this one anymore because I got another one dropped from within the game or from a stage, or I bought one from the marketplace. If you don't need this one, sell it to someone else who has a weaker one, right? And that's how you actually create the traction and the desire. Uh, you know, pretty much, let's say, one man's junk is another man's treasure kind of logic, right? You don't need it, but you can sell it to others that actually do need it, either because they don't have it or they have a weaker one. That's the principle why you would involve a marketplace, and the lucky boxes are there just to create that particular unknown aspect, right? I don't want to purchase this weapon. I don't think I like it. Let me try a lucky box and see what I get. You could get a better one, a similar one, or let's say a not so good one to be decent, right? All the initial NFTs and items, all the ones that you're gonna start with, are gonna be common. Everyone's gonna is pretty much gonna start on the same condition. You don't have that particular aspect where you start off as a new player and then you're seeing others who invested a lot of money are way ahead of you, and you're thinking, man, I ain't got no chance. It's not even worth it for me. The Let's say the difference in the probably the competitiveness is going to come within the fact that if you want to start off with just the two NFTs, the outfit, the armor and the weapon, fine by us. Go ahead, start your game, start your endeavor. However, you can actually obtain those particular extra accessories that I was mentioning: a helmet, a complete armor, rings, necklaces, so on, to boost your character and um, its features, its stats, empowering it. Now, if someone will have all of those and you're just going to have the two, definitely they're going to progress faster within the game. The idea behind this is that you're offering pretty much everyone the same level to start. It's definitely up to you. If you want to purchase more, go for it. If not, you can still progress through the game on a slower scale, so to speak, right? But creating, nevertheless, the scarcity and demand for your collection of NFTs. And it will be done in a first come, first serve basis, right? Forming an interesting secondary market that I was mentioning earlier, where you would actually have it on the first side. You try it, you like it, you keep it, you don't like it, you're eventually selling it on the marketplace. Now you got your NFTs, you got your accessories, you got everything. What are you going to do with them? You're going to jump on your startup adventure that's going to see players in a PvE mode. That's going to be the start of the game. PvE mode is going to be a solo dungeon. However, during the development of this game, throughout the future stages, there will be various other modes to join. Group dungeons, as I was mentioning, imagine the World of Warcraft aspect on a smaller scale, basically. A PvP arena, a 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, potentially even more, and a guild battle, right? These are things that I think are mandatory within these types of games. Now, the PvE mode is pretty self-explanatory, right? You're going to be able to evolve in the game by passing stages, acquiring more basic evolution NFTs. Basic is what you need to understand from here, because there's going to be multiple or different tiers, right? These are your basic evolution NFTs that are going to facilitate your victories within each stage. The dungeon mode, nevertheless, these will actually have players face powerful bosses, right? Straight from the top, powerful bosses, to get rare evolution NFTs, such as, let's say, iron, steel, silver, gold. All of these are going to be materials needed for you guys to progress and to actually evolve throughout the game, right? Now, the aspect and the, let's say, desirability, if that's even a word, is in or comes from the fact that the dungeons are limited, right? Typically, hardcore gamers would say, man, that's not fair. In my opinion, it is, because even if, let's say, the dungeons are limited, you need to kind of understand which one you're going for, because each of those is going to reward you with something. If you finish dungeon A, you did notice that at the end you're going to gain leather, right? You're going to start fabric, let's say, from the beginning. Dungeon B, you're going to gain fabric and a potential leather drop, right? Potential, nothing's guaranteed. And then you're going through the third one, which is going to give you a higher increase in fabric, and then and leather. And then from there on, a potential in silver, and so on and so forth, right? So you need to understand, okay, I need, let's say, 5 pieces of iron and 2 leather to create whatever, for my character. If you need that, then you know exactly which dungeons you need to target. You could actually fail, and at the end of the dungeon, if you do fail, you're not going to get the rewards. If you don't fail and you win it, you might get the rewards depending on the drop rate. This is pretty much creating that particular traction needed to progress organically. Don't give people, because there was at some point a game, massive audience. I think they filled over 1,000 BNB on their back in the day when DXL was actually a thing. They filled in a second, man. I was lucky enough to get in, and I started to play the game on a dragon side. The problem is, their game finished in about 20 minutes. I literally, like, 20 minutes. Whatever dragon you had, the most important one or the less important one, you could finish the game in 20 to 30 minutes. That was it. So you can imagine, after the first person that finished it, or the second one, that the price dumped to the floor, never to recover again. The team actually thought, you know what, this might be a factor to be taken into account. Let's give them something to come back for. Today I have 5 dungeons and I need 5 pieces of iron. Maybe I'm going to get them from the 5 dungeons, maybe not. That gives me a reason for tomorrow to actually step in the game and complete my dungeons, right? Pretty much the purpose of MMORPGs. That's why they keep attracting you, because you constantly need to grind and loot, right? This is the dungeon mode and the PvE mode. The PvP mode, however, is going to be a bit different. You need to show your skill, right? See how good you are, accumulate points, and progress in ranking. PvP means you're going to fight against other players. And then the leaderboard is going to reward top players with either game tokens or rare evolution NFTs. It all comes down, let's say, I'm going to say initially to RNG, because you don't want to you cannot actually figure this week is going to be game tokens, everybody's going to go for PvP mode. Next week's going to be rare evolution, nobody's going to play it. It's going to be based on RNG. It could either be this or that, or maybe something else, depends on how the game is going to progress. Eventually throughout the game, you're going to see a guild battle mode. You guys know what it means. It means that you have your own guild. Again, you show your skill as a competitive mode and multiplayer, and you evolve through the guild rankings, making it more and more, let's say, the guild becoming well known in the game, making others want to join it. End of the season, the best guilds so far still in progress, if it's going to be like top 3 or top 5, or remains to be seen. Best of them are going to be rewarded either with tokens or NFTs. Same principle applies here. It's all across the RNG space. As a game, and you're probably gonna see it, I'm gonna say, in about 10 or 15 minutes, close to that. You're gonna,
Alex, we've only got 30 minutes today, so I don't know whether they want to share.
Just 30 minutes. Then let me actually,
whether they want to share the video while we're talking about.
Yeah, sorry, I thought we had the full hour.
No.
My bad there. Okay, I did ask them if they can stream a bit, let's say, the game, so that you guys understand. And then I'm gonna go ahead and continue the presentation while they do it. There's gonna be a NFT. There you go. Perfect. So I mean, you guys can definitely watch the screen. I'm gonna continue with what I wanted to kind of present forward. Definitely, as I've said, there's going to be 2 types of NFTs. There's going to be your ethereal NFTs, things that you purchase once and they're going to be yours until you decide to sell them, or consumables. Consumables listed on the white paper, if you guys want to go through all of that section. Consumables are, like potions and things to add boosts in order for you to complete the dungeon. After that particular potion, let's say, runs out, there you go. Those are the specs right now. After those particular effects run out, you need to purchase another one if you need it. Let me skip through the staking, because this is probably the interesting fact that I wanted to present. On top of the game, there's going to be a staking DApp developed by the team. Now, this is a innovation. I haven't seen this so far. It combines staking and the protocol of farming. Basically, you guys will receive the rewards in BNB. How is this one going to be sustained? It's not your average staking pool where you allocate your tokens from the beginning, and people are concerned what happens when that particular pool runs out. What are you going to do then? Well, the fact of the matter is 1% of every transaction, be it buy or sell, is going to go to the staking pool wallet, right, in BNB. Now, once people decide to stake their tokens, they're going to start to receive BNB at the end of the period. So how this is pretty much innovative is because it's kind of preventing the impermanent loss and preventing the chart dump when stake period ends, because you would get more tokens and eventually, you need to monetize that. You would end up selling them. On the other hand, you're gaining BNB. You can sell BNB, you can keep it, you can purchase other tokens, whatever you feel the need. And the interesting thing is that let's say you're the first one to stake, right? If at the end of the period, whichever that might be, it could be 15 days, it could be 30 days. They're going to develop more into that. If at the end of the period, only 2 people have staked, the entire amount that has been generated, let's assume it's going to be 10 BNB, is going to be split between 2 people. 5 BNB one, 5 BNB the other. If it's going to be 3, divided by 3, and so on and so forth. So if there was a question in your guys' mind, like how much is the APY, it's not variable. This is pretty much the definition of variable reward, not quite APY. So it depends on the traction and the volume. Depending on that, that's how much you're going to receive at the end of the staking period. Personally, I kind of think it's cool, honestly. Sure, some of the people will ask, what if there's no volume? If there's no volume, means that they kind of need to apply more marketing. They need to put a bit more pressure. They need to implement more, which they will do as they were going to progress through the cryptocurrency sector. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's say on the game, on the utility that they're preparing. Let me know what you think so far, Glenn.
Okay, great, Alex. I was just wondering, what's the staking period, and is it locked, unlocked staking?
Definitely unlocked staking. You can stake today, unstake tomorrow. And the minimum period would be 30 days.
When do you get the payouts as well? Is it like every 24 hours, every week, or every 30 days?
At the end of the period. So if you stake, let's say today, at the end of the 30 days, you're gonna get the reward, depending on how much is being allocated to that, because it's on the tax side.
I see. Awesome. So let's go into the token as well. The buy and sell. It's a low tax token. It's 4%. The breakdown of where that goes to, and the pre-sale you were saying is starting in a couple of days. And there was a private sale. What was raised, and is there a vesting period for the private sale investors?
Well, yeah, definitely. The private sale has a 10% extra to the investors, and also a let's say let's call it a special edition NFT. That one is not going to be tradable, and only the people that got into the private sale will have it, as let's say as a token of appreciation. Aside for the 10% extra tokens, the private sale had about 70 BNB in it, and there is no vesting for the for that amount.
And the pre-sale, I think it's 100 BNB soft cap, 200 BNB hard cap. Is there any chance for whitelist spots, or is it going to be on launch where investors can invest?
Well, the pre-sales actually, as I've said, the pre-sales on Gempad, they had both of the advisors had a close connection with Gempad, and they decided to go there. So, as I understood, some it's diamond tier, but some alpha tier connections. I understood Gempad has some of that. I don't exactly know. And then the pre-sale, indeed, you are correct. It's gonna start in 3 days, close to that. 31st of October, 5 p.m. UTC. It's gonna end, in case it doesn't fill instantly, on the 1st of November. 100 BNB as a soft cap, 200 BNB as a hard cap, and it's gonna be fully whitelisted. The thing is, and this is where it comes interesting, the max contribution is 2 BNB, and only 100 wallets are gonna be whitelisted.
And the smart contract's been audited by CoinScope. That's great, and there's a KYC with Gempad as well. So let's go into the marketing plans. What's the marketing plans after launch?
Man, the marketing plans are actually kind of crazy, if you ask me. They divided a lot of their, let's say, attention on that. As I've said, both of the advisors have some massive connections on multiple markets. Typically, you would hear projects say, we're going to target the Chinese or the Indonesian. Not only South America, Eastern Europe, you name it, they have a lot of connections out there. And with the support, as I understood from Gempad, they're going to expand that particular pool of connections. Their most important stage, because they did apply their marketing in stages. Stage 1 was the incipient. You guys know what that means. Stage 2 is pretty much what we're doing right now with the AMAs, with the raising of the awareness, publishing the pre-sale for you guys to understand, showcasing the game so that you guys pretty much know what you're getting yourself into, creating that buying pressure, offering the whitelist to the tier 1 channels, of course. Stage 3 is probably the most important, because that's when they're going to apply 2 different strategies. You're going to have the token visibility, and here, you know what I mean, your index websites, your banners, your platform, social media ads, PoolCoin and Avidex, Dextool, CMC, CG, all that. And then the most important aspect, if you ask me, is the project visibility, where you actually need to rely on visual. Because as much as you guys, let's say you would show something to me right now, you would go like, hey, did you see this token? It has a massive game. I'm thinking, where's the game? I need to go and do the research. Screw that. no worries about that. Just put as many ads as possible, although they are expensive. Put as many ads and visual stuff, YouTube, TikTok, whatever review you can get, put them online so that people see what they're gonna invest. It's pretty much easier, if you ask me, to market on a visual side, and then for people to kind of ask themselves, where do I get this, instead of thinking, what is this that I'm gonna get, right? That's pretty much the, let's say, the logic that they're going to try and apply. They're going to operate under SMART principle. If you guys are familiar with that particular analysis, uh, go for it. If not, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. It's all about, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. How they actually digressed into the project, and pretty much how they're going to apply their strategies. Right? They want to focus mostly on the game to make it as visual as possible. The token itself is going to gain traction from the game itself, not vice versa. And I think that's very, very cool to focus more on the project, on your utility, uh, and create the traction towards the token that's actually going to pretty much fire back traction into the game, if that makes any sense.
Great, Alex. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're running out of time here, but maybe we can do a recap for anyone that's joined later on, and then we can wrap it up. But if anyone's got any questions after the AMA, obviously we've got the official socials there in our main chat, so we can get you safely over there to ask any questions you've got after the AMA.
Lovely. As you guys know how I like to end each and every one of my AMAs, I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. Glenn, always top-notch quality. Thank you. Thank you, Acti, as well. And the other team members from Wellcoin. Always a pleasure to be here. Hope to talk to you guys soon in the near future. Until then, you guys have the time to research. The pre-sale is going to start in 3 days. It's on GemPad. It's a diamond tier. You got your KYC and audit there, white paper. Community is open to any question. You can feel free to DM me if you want any question in regards to the project. It will probably be with delay, my reply. But suit yourself, depends on how you want it. Until then, hope to talk to you guys soon. Thank you for being a part of this, and yeah, definitely let's do this again, basically. Thanks a lot, Glenn.
Definitely, yeah. Thanks for coming, Alex. It's always a pleasure to speak to you, representing projects in a very, very great light. MadChad looks great. The game looks great, so I'm looking forward to the future. Like I say, Wellcoin talks for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice, but you can check out the website, the white paper, the official socials. They're in our main chat, and that's what we recommend here for the community investors. Do your research, check it out. If you like what you see, join the socials, have a chat with the team, the community. And if you'd like to invest, I'm not sure if you can get into the pre-sale, but it'll be launching 24 hours after the pre-sale ends.
Yep, 100%, 100%. Thanks a lot, my man. Best of luck to you, and hope to talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex. Take care, and we'll see you again
Thanks,
soon.
brother. Enjoy the weekend.
You too, and I'll finish the record and send a copy over